Hello, my name is Constance White Johnson. I am currently a student at Liberty University online classes to earn my master's degree in human services with a concentration in addiction and recovery Christian counseling. I am presenting my oral presentation for interpersonal communication to complete my course in HSC 0508. During my presentation, I will share information that I have learned and my goal is to change my communication skills to adapt a healthier interpersonal communication with other people. My motto is why settle for good enough if better is available. I agree with Stewart in his book Bridges Not Walls that there is a link between the quality of communication and the quality of your life. I have begun to monitor myself and pray for strength and guidance so that I will develop better interpersonal communication. The quality of my life will also get better as a result of enhancing the quality of someone else's life. The New English Standard Version of the Bible in Philippians 2, verse 4 states Philippians 2, verse 4, each of you look not only to his own interests, but also to the interests of others. Luke 6, chapter 38 states, give, and it will be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, will be placed into your lap. For the measure you use, it will be measured back to you. Let's take a look at what is interpersonal communication. Until this class, I thought communication consists of talking, listening, body gestures, and facial expressions. However, taking this class, I came to understand that my idea of communication is just a fraction of interpersonal communication between two or more people. It is also the act of verbal and nonverbal cues between people. The sender gets an idea to communicate and begin to talk, and the listener receives the message and get an idea to become the sender for the sender to become the listener. And this is how the communication works. Improved listening skills is significant for improved interpersonal communication, although talking and listening are both equally important. Subsequently, due to how the sender sends and the receiver receives the messages, misinterpretation is followed by misunderstanding, conflicts, aggravation, frustration, and arguments can arise from miscommunication and the inability to communicate or lack of understanding how to communicate. I especially like how Stewart introduces the act of inhaling and exhaling during communication. That helped me to realize that the talker and the listener could partake in inhaling and exhaling at the same time during communication. As the as the speaker speaks and the listener listens, if the listener begins to make facial expressions or body gestures as the speaker is exhaling a message, they are also inhaling a communication of nonverbal cues from the listener. The way you listen and respond to others will strongly influence how they will respond back, according to Berkeley Allen. Good listening skills are beneficial and meaningful to respond to clients as a counselor to provide an avenue for the client to live a successful life free from the problem that led them to the counseling office. My overarching goal for better communication is to listen attentively and without giving any suggestions, without nodding, without agreeing or disagreeing, without defending defending the behavior of the other person, or even defending myself if I'm listening to someone that I may think that I have to defend myself in the conversation. Listening is just for that, just for listening. To continue to develop better listening skills, to be more empathetic as opposed to sympathetic. Sometimes I would give advice as a subtle suggestion, but subsequently my personality type feels the need to help people. However, giving advice is more harmful than helpful because it hinders the person from thinking for themselves and solving their own problem, according to Berkeley Allen. My background, I am the oldest of three children. I have a younger brother and a younger sister. I was growing up in a two-parent household. My parents separated. I was in a one-parent household. And then, due to some changes, I was still in the one-parent household with the other parent. I was quiet and reserved, laid back. I was an introvert, but I was outgoing with my siblings, some of my cousins, and my limited friends. Very few people maintain the same approach regardless of circumstances. Instead, they adapt to situations and others' requirements. The purpose of internal profile is to describe the type of behavior that an individual feels is appropriate to their current circumstances. That was part of my disc personality, how I believe people see how I am. However, I am a little more, um, and I need to start to speak up. I'm a little withdrawn. Sometimes I'm shy, depending on who I'm around. I'm outgoing sometimes, and sometimes I'm more reserved. However, my personality trait says I have a lot to offer, and I need to uh, step out on faith and be more involved. My resources and strategies are to continue to adapt better listening skills. My overall, it's best for me to start from the beginning. So I'm learning to go by the talker listener cards that were presented by Peterson, with what to do and what not to do, what the talker should avoid and what the listener should avoid to help better communication. It's no longer I should not need there's no need to defend myself or others. In conclusion, my communication skills test results were 82% indicating that I'm extremely adept at interpreting other people's words and actions and seeing things from their perspective, which likely results in few misunderstandings. However, there's another 18% of my communication that needs improvement and shows that I have the opportunity to enhance my interpersonal communication skills. Therefore, facing the challenges and crossing the barriers that hinders the other 18% of effective communication I will continue to move towards the goal of higher quality communication that will help increase the quality of my life as it increases the quality of life for others. Thank you for listening.